What's up, guys? This is Adam with the Smarter Contact, and today I'm very excited to share this software with you. If you're watching it today, this is going to be an onboarding to show you how to use the software, how to get it set up, and ultimately how to be successful with it. So I am actually the founder of the platform. I built it myself as a real estate investor, and I found this tool. I built it up from the ground up, and what's really amazing is the people around the country that are having a lot of success using SMS marketing on our platform. We've had a lot of success stories using this platform. So it's very exciting. And today I'm very excited to dive into how it works, how the system is, how it operates, and kind of dive into the technical details of the system so you guys can be successful with it. So we provide you guys with all the tools, every single thing you need, from the data side to making sure that you have all of your leads, tracking them, following up with them, and ultimately to close. So every step of the way. We provide you with a Facebook group to keep you guys accountable. So we've got a really great private Facebook group for members only, and all the skip tracing as well for you to get the highest quality data to be able to input into the system as well. So those are all things I'm going to cover, as well as how to really maximize on using the platform. So I'm going to jump right into it. It's going to be probably about 30 minutes, but it's going to really dive into the details here of how to use the system. So let's get started. So I'm going to log in with my temporary account. I've got a demo account here. Okay, so as soon as you log in, what you're going to see is you're going to see a screen with a lot of conversations. And the way the system is set up is it almost does look like an email in essence, where you have these different inboxes. So you have your unread, your sent, your deleted, and you can organize by any one of these. And then you have these different campaigns, which I'm going to go into more in detail, and that's basically going to show you the different campaigns you have. So examples of this would be absentee owner, probate, tax default, tax delinquent, anything like that, cash buyers, anything like that, where you're separating the campaign by a type of seller or a type of lead. So you have some kind of designation and you can filter out by them. And then also we created these cool little folders where you can store data. So if you have like a lead, you can actually drag and drop into these folders, which is really neat. So I can basically drag and drop a lead. This one's already in there, but see, that populates and updates right away, and then I can easily look at all the leads in that specific folder. Pretty neat little feature. So now getting into the steak and lobster of how this all works. So when you send out a campaign, the way it's going to look is you are going to get all your leads populating to the top, one by one by one by one, and you're going to get a lot of people that respond. So depending on how big of a blast you send, people are going to respond right away. Hey, yes, I'm interested. No, I'm not interested. Yes, follow up with me. Wrong number. All types of different responses. And it's going to be for you to really respond to them quickly and manage those responses to be effective with it. So as you get them in, you're going to respond. And here what we made is a really cool tool where you can chat with them. So I can click a lead and I've got all their information here. This is the lead, and I can talk to them right here. Or I can quickly send them a message, which people love this feature. A lot of people really like this feature because when you're getting hundreds of people that are texting you back at once, you want to be able to quickly respond to them. And that's the beauty of this software, is I can go back, click, send a message, and even send a macro, which I'll go into a little bit later, which is a really powerful feature. So for example, somebody says, hey, I'm asking too much, or they said wrong number, I can, boom, quickly send it one shot, instead of having to type it up and think about it every time. So it's just a really neat feature where that's going to save you a lot of time, especially if you're doing this every day. Believe me, the design is something we spent a lot of time building to make sure that this was effective for you. So that's a really cool tool there. Next is the grading, and this is a really big piece. So as your leads come in, out of the box, we have it set for high, medium, low, and then a nurture. But you can change this to whatever you want. So we kind of customize this for this demo account. So you can do, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good lead, bad lead. So in the settings, you can actually go in, and I'll go into that later, where you can change the settings. So here I can filter by all my hot leads. I don't know if I have any hot leads, qualified leads even. Okay, great. So now it's going to just show me my qualified leads. Or if I want to see my qualified leads and my good leads, boom, it updates to that. And then what I can do is now I can send any of these to a CRM. I can export them out to a file. I can even send them to one of the folders that we have here on the left side. So it's just very robust, but it's very clean. It's not cluttered. It's very, very simple. And that is a very powerful tool. I can even add the lead to the DNC. Word of caution, I have a little bug we're fixing right now, which is the DNC button. So if you are using it, make sure just to highlight the lead that you want. And it is, and if you want to do DNC, do the individual row, not all of them. So just word of caution there. We are going to get that resolved here. So it is very effective and very easy to use. That's the power behind this. So I can easily classify my leads very simply. So next, once you rename them, and I would recommend doing that out of the gate. You can also star the leads. You can go by filter by star, on star, that kind of thing. And then this is really just for the elite package. So the elite package is our highest tier package. And that comes with a multi-user access. So if this is an admin account, so for example, if you had another account, you'd be able to see all their conversations right from their portal. They can't see yours, but you can see theirs. And they're going to have their own individual login, which is really helpful. The search functionality is really robust. I'd recommend you guys use it. So in an example where, let's say you had a conversation with a seller, you can look them up by their name, or you can look it up by their address or anything, any kind of text in the message. Let's say you guys talked about, so the word wife, right? I can search that and it'll populate. So very, very simple. So next you go into this detail screen here. And what's great about it is, let's say you have a great conversation, you can create these customized macros, which I highly recommend as well. So people are going to respond with a lot of different questions. Hey, how did you get my number? Who are you? I'm asking, they want too much for the house. So we recommend building these out. And if you don't already have a copy, we'll send them to you. We already created it. We know it works. We know it doesn't. So it's all about the follow-up. So we recommend you build these out so that anytime you get, a common question like, hey, who are you? Boom. Or how did you get my number? I found it through the public records. And so we've got all that data there on what's working and what's not. Here you can track the seller and you have all the information that you can type in. So, their email address, any information pertaining to them. So you've got all that here. We've got a full API with Google Street View. So I can easily, with one push, right to Google or Zillow. That is all linked up with Zillow as well. I think this is an old lead, so it didn't populate correctly, but if it was a newly uploaded lead, it would instantly upload, and the API would auto-populate the details that are in here. So that would auto-populate all the data right into the contact. Next, you have your notes, and I very highly recommend you guys use this. So the notes, one way that we found a lot of users are successful with it is what they'll do is they'll create a conversation flow, right? So like today is, I'm recording this is January 25th, right? Let's just assume we had a conversation with the seller on the 10th. So I put 110, talked with Mr. Seller and told me to follow up. And then you call them back on 125 called and talked for 5 minutes, was busy, wanted me to call back on the 28th, and you can take it next level where what we found is when you create a rapport with these contacts is when you're going to be really successful. So we really recommend, building as much rapport as possible. So putting information, let's say you guys talked about the football game or any kind of, anything that's relatable that can create some context, I'd recommend putting that in there. So in this example, and actually before I go, we also have a full Podio integration as well. So this automatically syncs up with Podio. I can push this data right out. Not sure if this account is synced up or not. Yeah, this account is a demo account. We haven't linked it up yet. But it has full API with Podio. So with one push, you can push it out to Podio. We have a separate tutorial video on how to link that up. So we can train you on that. There's a video. If you don't have it, go on our YouTube page. You'll be able to find our training on how to integrate your Podio account if you need it. So next is a follow-up tool. So let's assume with this seller, they wanted you to follow up with them on the 28th. So here I'd say 28th, okay. And we have a really cool follow-up tool. So boom, here's the contact. And ideally, you want to have a full calendar. You want to have a lot of different follow-ups in your calendar. So when you log in every day, you can look at your calendar either on a daily basis. You can have this fold up. You can see the grade, the address, or on a monthly basis. And boom, with one push, it takes you back to the lead. So it's just really powerful. I would really recommend you guys use this follow-up feature. It's very robust and helpful. So that's that on the messenger side. There's not really too much else there, but now let's get into how to upload your list. So this is going to be the next portion of the training. So when you're uploading your list, here, and simply just drag and drop it. Okay. And the way it's set up, there's no preset template you have to use. There's no really wrong way to do it. But the key here is naming your headers and making sure that you name it. That's the whole secret here of how to set it up. So here you put in your first name, so just match up the fields. So this is last name, address, city, state, zip, and you could have up to 5 phone numbers here in the columns. We might expand that to more. I mean, generally what we find is the numbers after the third or fourth one are generally not great, but I know that some people's data is different. So we are considering expanding on that, but for now we've capped it to 5 phone numbers. And the way this will work is when you send a customized text merge message, it's going to send the same exact message here to these 2 people, and then a different message to this person because they're on a different row. So we're to the wise there. Next is recommend calling your name, your list something. So list, I guess demo list 1. Okay, and here is a really powerful tool we built where right when you upload your list, we do some auto scrubbing for you. So we scrub out your undeliverables, your response filtration, your DNC, duplicates, and litigators, which I will go over those in a different screen for you guys. But as soon as your list is uploaded, we immediately scrub it out for you. And we have a robust API with Blacklist Alliance to immediately take out any litigators or leads that that you don't want on there. But you can check them off if you did want to keep any that you wanted. So that's done. So next you hit apply, and half the battle is done. Next step is you would go to campaigns, create a new campaign, and let's name it okay. Here you select your list, and this portion is really easy. You're going to have a lot of different lists here, and you can select as many lists as you want. You can select this list and this list, and it shows you, you can quickly look at it and look, okay, this is the same list twice over, so no secret there. But here you're going to have a lot of different lists, and they're going to have a lot more phone numbers. And it shows you here how many contacts and how many phone numbers are on each list. And here it displays the total that are uploaded to the campaign. So here we have two separate lists, but just for this example, we would just want to have one list. So just a one list, 2 leads, 3 phone numbers. That all looks perfect. Next, we are going to select the message. And here you're going to show, it's going to display all the text templates that we have built into the software. And you can go in and create your own right here. So when you're doing this, there's a couple key points to point out. So first we're going to name it. Okay. There's a couple of really important points that we want to do, but I'm going to show you how to set it up. So like, an example would be hi, first name. So you would use that greater than sign. Okay, so for some of you guys that aren't familiar, the way this is going to work is it's going to send a unique text message to every contact in your list. So it's going to say, let's say you had 5 contacts in there as an example, like John, Bob, Sam. It's going to send, hi John, I'm interested in your property at, and then the field associated. Hi Bob, I saw your property. Hi John, hi Sam. Every message is going to be completely unique based on what the first name field was that we selected in the list. So really simple, that it differentiates, and every message is going to be different, which is very important for your deliverability. So here you're going to create the message and boom, set up. Now some housekeeping notes, and guys, this is crucial and highly, highly important. So one thing that is out of our control is the deliverability rate in terms of the carriers and carrier blocking. And this is a really important piece. And what we find is there are some patterns that lead to your success on this and things that don't. So one thing that we want you to completely not do, you have to use a field here. You have to use at least minimum one field of a text merge. You can't use a campaign that says, hey, I'm interested in buying your house, and it's going to send the same exact message to every single person on your list. What it's going to do is your messages just aren't going to go through. You're not going to get a good deliverability rate. The messages aren't going to go through. You're going to waste your text messages. It's not good. So always use a text merge into your message every single time, no exceptions. So that's going to really make sure that you have the highest deliverability rate. Number 2 is do not use any kind of language that would create issues with the carrier. So for example, some no-nos or www dot. Definitely don't do that. Don't put your phone number in, like call me back. We see this sometimes. Call me back at 813-555-5555. Don't do that. That's going to create blocking. And actually we have call routing for you, so it's completely redundant and not necessary to do that. So definitely don't definitely don't do that. So next, once your message is created, you can go ahead here and select your message. Here's schedule your campaign. So you have the ability as well to schedule the campaign out. So let's say you're planning for the next day and you want it to go out tomorrow. So today's Saturday. Let's say I want it to go out Sunday. Great, it'll go out Sunday, and it'll go out at 1 p.m. Okay, and then I have here the option to send the campaign either all at once or in different at different speeds. So this is a really small campaign. I mean, usually you're going to have hundreds or maybe thousands of leads into here. So if you wanted to, if it's too much to manage in one shot, what we recommend is doing it in kind of like a spread. So you could do like 50 per hour or 50 every 30 minutes, that kind of thing. So it's got parameters to say, okay, well, if you uploaded 1,000 leads, 1,000 phone numbers, it's going to send 50 texts every 30 minutes up until that's met, until the 1,000 are done. So definitely don't send a large batch all at once, because you're just not going to be able to follow up with everybody effectively. Number 2 is you also want to set parameters for when the campaign stops. Really be conscious that these are people's phones. People have normal lives. So if you're texting them at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're probably not going to sell a house. They're probably not going to sell you their house. So really be conscious of that. Don't bother them, and make sure you're doing it at times where they're going to be awake and they're going to be available to talk to you. Also knowing that people are in different regions of the country. Some people are on the East Coast, some people are on the West Coast. Knowing where your list is. A general rule of thumb, between 11 to 6 is usually a great window. That's usually a pretty good window to do texting, to do text blast. So here you're going to send the campaign, great, and send it. And it's scheduled to go out on the 26th. So fairly simple. And here, if somebody would respond, you can easily check the messages right from here. So I'm trying to think of what other cool features we can get into before we jump onto the next portion of the training. So next we have a really robust reporting. So our reporting is fairly robust here. You can check all your data. You can organize it by the date. You can check all your data this month, last month. Very, very simple. And organize it by the campaign that you built. So next is the phone numbers. Actually, I'm going to go to the phone setup here. So when you're doing this is really important that you make sure that you buy phone numbers. And the way this is set up is these are all your numbers that you have. They cost $1 a month, each phone number. And you're going to want to have as many as you can to fit the campaigns that you need. So the way it works is we rotate your phone numbers every 200 texts. So every 200 texts, it's going to go to the next phone number. That's the way the software is programmed to make sure that you get the best delivery rate possible. So we thought through this, we engineered this, and we built the best possible delivery rate based on this algorithm that we came up with. And the way it's set up is you can purchase a number here. So let's say, for example, you were to hit a list in the Tampa, Florida market, which is my local market. What you'd want to do is you'd want to purchase a number here. So here's a drop down, shows you all of the available phone numbers available for purchase. I click that, update, and successfully purchased a phone number. So here's at the top. I can purchase as many as I want. Now, when you're sending them, make sure that they're in the order that they need to be. So here, it's going to use active outgoing. Now you know the number that's set, great. And it's going to go down, not in random, it's going to go down this list of the phone numbers. So if, for example, you had a list with 1,000 phone numbers, it's going to use 5 phone numbers because it rotates every 200. So remember that, every 200 phone numbers, it's going to rotate. And it's going to go to the next number, and the next number, and the next number. So in this example, we've got a 410 number and a bunch of 813, so we don't really want to use that. So what I would recommend is you just drag and drop. So you can drag and drop it out and switch the order really quickly. So this is great for some of you guys that are in multiple markets. You're in more than one market, you've got different phone numbers. Just make sure to swap them out because it's really powerful to hit the text message from your local area code, not from an outside area code. It builds a lot of rapport. So next is your active incoming. Active incoming, what this is it could be your call rail, your Google Voice, your phone number. So when the client, let's say you text them and they decide to pick up the phone and call you, it's going to forward. So your personal phone or call rail will ring and you'll be able to pick it up. They won't know, but you will obviously know that. So you'll get a call in an auto route. So here you would put your personal phone number. API, we have a robust API with Podio. So this is a demo account, but we have a very robust Podio account integration. So very well built there. And it's not a Zapier type of integration. It's a direct API that we built from scratch. So it's really simple, really easy to build. So we're very, very happy about that. Here is your account setup. I mean, fairly straightforward. The way that the system works is you have a plan that gives you X amount of messages, kind of like the old school phone plans is how we thought about building it, is like the old school T-Mobile or Singular plans back in the day. You get X amount of free messages. So in this the Elite plan, you get 2,500. Once you've used your 2,500 for a month, we charge you on a per text basis at 2 cents on the Elite plan, and every plan has its own pricing. So yeah, if you've got any questions on that, let us know. It's pretty simple. Another thing we recommend is setting up the auto recharge in your account. So for example, if you get under $10, recharge it to 50, that kind of thing. So, you've got a constantly full account, so you're not having to recharge and set your account up every time. So next is your grades. I mentioned this before in the main screen, right? So if you go back, I'll show you guys here again. So here you've got all your grades: medium, low, good, hot lead, bad lead, that kind of stuff. So if you wanted to rename them, what you could do is you could go in and change it to, I guess there's already a hot lead in there. You get the point. So you could change it and rename it to whatever you want. By the way, and not to go back, but I did miss something. You do have the ability to send to DNC, and as I mentioned, just send just the ones that are checked. So if you want to send all your lows, make sure that the lows are checked. If you want to send that, and you have the ability to do DNC, so it's very important that you do that. You don't hit all the check boxes and then hit DNC, because we've had customers do that. So that's a no. But we give you the ability here with one click, and it'll push out to the DNC. So another really cool feature. But anyway, going back in the settings, default grade, what this is what's the default grade that the lead comes in at? 90+% of the deals, 95% are going to be, not really leads that you can do much with. So most of them are going to be bad leads until you change the grade in the settings in the conversation. So presetting that, just some cool settings here. Open tab on a new click, deleted conversations, secondary account. So this is like multi-user having, let's say you have a couple VAs or a VA that's using it or anything along those lines. Very powerful tool to create a second account. You just add your email. Very, very simple. So I think that is it for the demo that I was able to go through here with you guys today. But guys, we are very, very excited with the results of the users on this platform. We've seen a lot of success here in the last year, and we have a ton to offer. One thing I'm very excited about, and I recommend everybody on our training use it, is our skip tracing service. It is state of the art, and it took us months and months to find it. Not only is it credit bureau rating data, but it's also direct from the carriers, which is very, very hard to find. I mean, this is a multi-six-figure contract that we built within Smarter Contact, and very excited to finally have launched it. So if you are doing skip tracing, I'm sure you guys are, and there's a lot of companies out there, but we've built a system that we've tested over and over and over again, and nobody even comes close to the data that we provide. So we're very excited for the skip tracing. We just started offering that as a service, so you have an all-in-one one-stop shop for your data. And not only that, is it's much higher quality, and you're going to be able to make contact with the clients that probably your competitors aren't. So really cool feature. We also have a private Facebook group. So if you are an active member, one great thing about us and our company, and this is from me as the founder, is just a message to you, is, I want you to be successful. I want you guys to be closing deals, and I want you guys to start seeing some success and seeing a lot of success with this platform. So we created a private group just for you, just for our members. There's a lot of tutorials, there's documents in there, there's success stories, people telling us what works, what doesn't work, and I get the best of the best people to train you for free. So you don't have to go out and hire all these gurus and hire all these people to pay them. You get it within our platform. And that's something that I try to bring as a value to you guys, because I really want you to succeed. I really want you to be successful using our platform. Number 3 is our customer support. We have stellar customer support. So the Facebook group, by the way, is not for support, but if you do have a support question, we have the best support team, and I put my hat on that. So just email support@thesmartercontact.com. We also want you guys to do an onboarding. So this is just a product knowledge video. This gives you the feedback on how to use the product. Next is really how to close more deals on the sales side, and how to really use the best practices on using the software. We have an onboarding call, so we can set you up with an onboarding call. Just email us and we'll have one of our team take care of your customer success team. Make sure that you're trained on the best practices side, so you're effective, you're efficient. So we have a training that we do for that as well, which I highly recommend. So guys, with that, I'm very, very excited. Check out our Facebook page. It's just a Smarter Contact private Facebook group. It's an invite-only group, or it's a private group. And our skip tracing service. If you wanted to use it, it is, we charge 15 cents per hit. Highly, highly recommend it. You're going to get insane response from the contacts that we made, because it's not only credit bureau, it's also phone carrier data, which is it's unbelievable. So we've had a lot of good feedback on that so far. So, okay guys, I hope that this was helpful for you, and I hope you guys close a lot of deals this year. Very excited for everything that we've been building here. So I am signing out. I hope this was helpful, and to your success.